your volume off. Or yeah, you can,
Cause they changed my, like I had like a snooze for 2 hours,
yeah.
and now I don't.
Yes, okay, we are recording, all right. So we are going to go ahead, I'll bring this meeting to order today of the 21st of July for Sherwood Police Advisory Board. Thank you for joining us, those who are watching remotely. If we can have roll call, please.
Chair Dorsey,
Present.
Vice Chair Zwingli,
Here.
Diane Foster is absent tonight, Mike Meyer is absent tonight, Marie Shaw,
Me,
Mike Schultz,
I'm here.
Mike Smith,
Here.
Megan Thornton,
here.
and Chris West.
Here.
All right, great, thanks.
Thank you very much, Angie. Okay, has everyone had an opportunity to review the board minutes from last month?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right. Is there a motion?
Also move that the minutes are approved as presented by Angie.
Second,
All right, the motion has been seconded. Any discussion? No? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Okay, so we will approve the minutes as written. I will get that signed at the end of our session today. Thank you very much for that. All right, announcements. We will start just from left to right, if you don't mind.
Sherwood Wine Festival is coming up August 5th and August 6th. Please buy your tickets. The wine festival dinner, so the winemakers dinner is new to the festival this year. Rotary's resetting the event. So Friday, August 5th, 4 o'clock happy hour, 5 to 7:30, a vintner pairing with Shannon from Trees making the food, and 6 different wineries, or excuse me, 4 wineries, 6 different wines pairing. And then Saturday is just come and taste through the day, noon to 7. Thank you for buying tickets, Miss Wingley. She might have been the first or second.
Is it just right on the main?
It's at the Art Center, all inside,
Oh,
air conditioned restrooms.
oh,
Rotary does it right.
yeah, that's good. All right, do you have anything for us, Susan?
Just very quickly, I volunteer one day a week at the Wildwood Animal Sanctuary outside of Newark. And they unfortunately are having to close, so this is everybody's opportunity. If you'd like to adopt a chicken or a goat or sheep, cows even, they are up for adoption.
It's not, won't work in our
I
neighborhood.
was like, Woodhaven doesn't allow chicken, no allow sheep. However, that would be cool if we could have a sheep.
Well, it'll be free.
You think anybody would notice?
The pygmy goats.
In this town, yes.
I think that's
In
a
this
bad-
town, yes.
oh, no.
Oh, okay.
That's all.
What say you, Marie?
So Cinderella, I am not an actress or a singer, but my friend is Madame in the Cinderella performance this weekend. So it goes the 28th to the 3rd, I think, or 2nd, at the Performing Arts Center.
This weekend and next weekend.
No, this weekend,
Friday
next
night,
weekend.
Saturday night, Sunday matinee, both weekends.
Yeah, and then I think there's a code out there, like 2 for 30, 2 FOR 30, and it gets 2 adult tickets for $30. So go enjoy some musical.
Local thespians.
Local, yes, not me.
All right, thank you.
So I think I've admitted to this group a couple years ago that I was sidelining doing some work for Tiger. This was before you were in charge, Chief. So. But
Did you see the
I came clean with Jeff about this. And part of it, the work has to do with their need to update their facilities, including the PD. And they're having a problem finding available land to do what they need to do with Public Works and City Hall and Police. And we had a call last week and again today, and Chief McAlpine, that's right, isn't it? Yeah, she has expressed in the past the difficulty of recruiting to Tigard, given the fact that they have no women's locker room. They have all sorts of don't have things, and the facility itself has some challenges with it being so old. And, but I noticed today that on their Facebook that they had a new recruit that just got out of the academy. And it happens to be my boss's niece's boyfriend. A little connection there, and he was on the call too today, so he had to confess that there was a linkage there to this new officer that was just starting their field training. So anyway, I guess Ty, he's a son of a former police officer, and his two brothers are police officers too.
Here?
No,
Oh.
in Beaverton and other jurisdictions, so I can't remember his name, but it's a family of officers, so, and he's the youngest, so. I'm glad being back in this building, even though it's gotta be, is it 12 or 15 years old?
20 next year.
Really?
Has it been 20 years? Dang.
To have a nice facility like this, I'm sure helps a little bit with recruitment. But
Yeah,
it's-
it doesn't look 20 years old.
No.
so.
I guess I kind of remember when it was being built, just about the time we were showing, or we had already arrived, so,
I think it opened March of 2003.
okay,
Is that right?
That sounds right.
I think it's all right.
okay. That's what I have. Sharon?
Well, thank you. Mike Schultz, are you with us?
I am. I don't have anything to report though. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome, thank you. Okay, do you have anything, Lori?
I do. I have several things. So, first of all, thank you to everyone who came out to the Sherwood Police Foundation Annual Gala, the Boots and Bling Gala. We had a wonderful time. It was great to see the turnout. We had, the Sherwood Police Foundation just has their meetings just before this meeting, every month, and so we got the numbers in. And, as a result of the generosity of our community and our guests, we netted over $37,000 for our police officers, so that was wonderful. We've chosen the date for next year's gala. It will be April 28, back at the Arts Center. I wanted to say something. I noticed that Miss B was introduced to the community through the little video with Officer Jench just showing up in the frame, holding out a little toy, and there goes a flash. There it went. Don't blink, you'll miss her. That was Miss B going across the field of vision there. I understand that she came out and she made an appearance at the Robin Hood Festival. I was not there when she was, but I did get to meet her this evening. She is gonna be a fantastic addition, I think, to our police department. Also, I know that we comment about this on a fairly frequent basis, but the postings that we are seeing on the police page, the See Something, Say Something, they are just
Awesome.
so wonderful to see. I'm really sorry to see some of the crimes that are going on here that I really didn't know about were happening in our community. It's not as sleepy as I had hoped it was, but I'm very glad to see that our officers are right on top of everything, and they're finding a great way to let us know about it, so thank you very much.
Wonderful. All right, and for me, I was very fortunate to attend the Boots and Bling event and was able to win some good prizes, some solid prizes for my kids and I. And me and Tyler to spend some time together.
Yes.
He's going to be teaching me some jujitsu here, and so it's just about me finding time to get in there with him. But it was a wonderful event, and you know, much like you said, Lori, I think that the biggest takeaway from the alerts and the different notices that go out is to just be aware of your surroundings, you know, and feel comfortable and confident in reporting things that don't look right. Because if you assume someone else is gonna report it and everybody else is assuming everybody else is gonna report it, then things can happen and it can always get a lot worse than if we would have stopped it early on. So, yes, please continue to send those out. The 9 o'clock, are they still doing the
9 p.m.
9 p.m.
routine?
routine?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm hearing little kids saying that in the neighborhood when they see the garages. But so I'm like, the 9 p.m. routine, you definitely It's so
Oh,
cute.
that's really cool.
Oh, it's so cool. They know it. I mean, so they're hearing it from somewhere. So that's just great that they're getting that in their psyche now, and they won't leave their garage door open like their parents do. But that is all I had. Let us now jump into a little bit of business here. National Night Out is coming up. Everybody got their little flyer?
Do you know if this is the same day as Beaverton?
They're all.
It all
Yeah,
says,
it's national.
Oh, well, the words that say national.
I'm checking that one.
Maybe I should drink some more of this.
kombucha everything.
We've already had this discussion.
Do you want to touch on anything that's going to be happening? Looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Really an opportunity for the community to come out and get to know you and more about what you all do, and to really give you guys some kudos and pats on the back for the great work you've done so far. And I think it's a wonderful opportunity for the community to come together and see why it's so important that we support our local law enforcement. But you have anything to add?
Yeah, actually, I want to piggyback on what you just touched on, it's really an opportunity for not only to come and interact with law enforcement, but with community members and engaging in conversations. And to your point earlier, if you're seeing something, say something, don't be afraid to call us, because that's what we're here for, obviously. But I think it's a great night. It's just a great tribute to us all coming together as communities across the nation, to recognize the importance of just the community and the collectiveness of doing these things. So it's going to be, we're shortening it by an hour, 5 to 8 this year.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Check with the boss. I know, I didn't.
National.
Maybe the
I thought
temperature
it
will
was
go down by that.
Saturday.
I'm like, looking at Saturday, it's up like 95, so it's like, for Tuesday, they start going down a little bit.
So the cool thing, one thing we're gonna do a little differently this year, we're gonna make it work, is we're gonna have a live band there.
Oh, fun.
So it's, in the past, Mike, who's done all the DJing and just played the music, he actually has a band as well. So he's offered to come and just play live music for the evening, so be something a little different. Of course, we'll have hot dogs and,
Will the fountain be on? I mean, that's.
well, that's probably 50, because depending on what it works. It should be,
It's
but it
supposed
may.
I hear it works.
Uh,
There's that.
Hot dogs and
Cone
otter
ice.
pops, is that right?
Popsicle.
Did you guys
Popsicles,
talk
otter
about
pops.
that at the meeting?
I
Oh,
don't
did you
remember.
guys talk about that?
Yes, Otter Pops.
Otter Pops, okay,
Couldn't
yes.
remember names. So. Yep, that's it.
Did the Sherwood Police Foundation have a part in that at all?
Yes.
Together.
We have,
Put it all together.
we have a part in it, yeah.
On the
Yes.
bottom of the.
That's
slide.
our logo right there.
It says-
There we go.
it
Yeah.
says that-
See, I'm not the only one that's not reading.
Put this together, my goodness, you gotta search, like, where's Waldo? Oh, well, thank you for sharing that with us. Do you know how many, what's the word I'm looking for, neighborhood watches that we have here in Sherwood, or anything along those lines?
I would say 0.
I was like, we have neighborhood watches?
There is,
I saw a sign.
there has been conversation that kind of peaks here and there to establish that, but it's been kind of put on the shoulders of HOAs or the neighborhoods to get those going. And we would obviously be more than happy to interject and be partners with that, but
Somebody needs to organize.
yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a lot of work, it's just a commitment.
We also have a really active community page that sort of substitutes
Yeah, I was gonna say
for
they
it.
do.
Very
If
good point.
something goes on, it's there, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you hear that shot? That was a firework.
Yeah. Yes, I know we've talked about this, yeah.
Yeah.
We chase social media, and, they're out ahead of us before we even get to calls, and, they know more about what's going on sometimes than we do.
Yeah. Well, and we do have Ring doorbells and Nest
Yep.
cameras and all of that, so we're.
Yeah.
covering
That's what I was
ourselves.
trying to show off before the meeting.
There you go. It's kind of a bummer as a kid with Ring though, because you can't do the ding dong ditch anymore.
You can't.
You can't do it anymore.
I don't know if they even know how to.
They don't.
They might need a lesson.
Every once in a while, our neighbors do it. I'm like, y'all are funny. Like,
When was the last time you saw a house TV? can't do that
I
anymore.
know.
It's too expensive.
Yeah. Exactly.
Extra $6 a piece.
There is no extra TP right now.
Oh, that's so true, TPing houses.
Community surveys, who do we have to speak to that?
I can touch on that.
Yes, please.
So, one of the things that has been a topic of discussion is staffing, where we're at. The last couple of years, we had a lull in that as far as personnel and where we were going budgetarily, community needs and desires. And it was back in 2018, actually, I think Chris was a part of this, maybe Mike, where we were at National Night Out and interacting with community members and asking questions about what they saw the police department as it is now and what they want in the future. And so you're gonna see all the stats that were collected regarding all those questions. And so what I wanna come to you with is, the relevancy of the data that was collected back then, because it was great then. Is it still relevant now? Is it still what the community is expecting or wanting? And do we want to do something else to confirm or to reach out and see where those needs are as we move in the next 3 to 5 years as far as staffing and what we're going to want? So this was kind of a great snapshot. I don't think it's going to change much. In looking at this, I hear repeatedly, most of this obviously community safety, school safety. School safety kind of ebbs and flows, unfortunately, depending on kind of what's going on, but I think it's still very important. If you go to the last page, top 5 priorities is what I'm looking at, sorry, so that you can kind of see the pie chart there. So I brought this so that there can be a discussion or not on what we want to do, if there's anything that we want to go out and kind of do an outreach. I would like to maybe do something through social media. We have about 8,500 followers now.
I was gonna say 70 people responded to this, that's it?
So that was interactive.
We went to people.
Oh, we were like talking to
Yes.
them
And filled out the form.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
face to face.
It was different.
Ty, didn't I also put this out on social media? Or was that something else?
No,
That
you
was-
did, I think, or
Because
no?
I got like 330
No, that
some
was something
responses to
different.
something. I don't
That
know
was-
what.
No, that
That
was
was something-
more recent, like
Yeah.
within the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Cause you
can't
could do a
remember what it
Google
was, though.
form on this, right, for
But we
social
did.
That's what
media?
I'm thinking, is let's update a couple questions
Yeah,
and
no,
take the
this-
red light camera stuff off, because they're not new now. Pay the.
Right, yeah. Are you-
Question
You like
10,
that.
11.
I think we need to do something, but I also think that the tools, the online interactive tools are so much better than they were back then. Plus, nothing against Chief Groff, but he didn't really like those venues. And I think that we should look at doing something that way, and I think we'll get maybe some new information.
Which way?
Doing an online
Oh, yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Like posting a Google form.
Yeah, Google
'Cause-
Forms are easy to.
Because
you can
one of,
share.
Survey Monkey.
one of the places that we got the most, there was 2, we each did our neighborhood little stuff, but we spent time at police night out.
Oh,
There was
National Night, there's a lot of those.
4 or 5 of us there working that crowd. So that sample right there may be a little biased just because they were there. So,
But I gotta think we're gonna get some different responses now,
Oh,
because
sure.
in top priorities, school safety came in number 4, school resource officer came in number 6. I gotta think after Uvalde, it's gonna be a heck of a lot more important.
Uvalde, Middleton's threat. I mean,
well, and we're also, because of the social media posts that the PD's doing, we're realizing there's a lot of other things going on in our community. And we sit on this board and thought we were informed, but I'm learning more and more every day, reading those posts every week of what's going on, so. I think we should do something, but we should spend a couple good meetings and developing
Mhm.
what we want to do.
Questions?
To make National Night Out just a fun, we're so glad to see you in person type event, and then do maybe a questionnaire that goes out via social media in like October, November? Is that what
If
you're
we
thinking
can,
for a
if we can
timeframe,
pull it
Chris?
together, if we can pull it together that quick, I mean, we need to really spend the time and make sure we have a sense. And maybe Chief, you can check in with other PDs and see what they've been asking too, so that we aren't necessarily,
Missing something.
missing something. Yeah, that's a big
Well,
concern.
if we're gonna, I agree with you, Chris, and if we're going to do that process, then I think we should really look at what questions are we asking. I mean, given 2020, given 2021, whether it's political or social or pandemic related, so much has changed as a society that updating these, I think would be pretty.
When's budget season for you?
We just finished that.
Yeah.
By
it'll-
June 30th.
It'll start again in January.
But
So I would say, so if we had this done by January, that would be helpful in your
Yeah.
budget.
Yeah, so then we can
Conversations.
start forecasting what we
Yeah.
want.
So I remember early on in this group, in this board's work, there was some talk based on staffing projections and stuff, that there may need to be a levy or a bond or something to cover the future needs. Is that, given we have speed lights and cameras and all that and income from that, is that still something that we may have to look to?
I think that would be driven by what we get back from the community. There's always so much in the general fund because
Right.
the police department works out of one little bucket. And even photo red light, we only get a percentage of that. I think there's a misconception out there in the general public that thinks that for every ticket we write, we get all of it. We get a fraction of it because the county, the state, and everybody else, has their hand in the jar, so to speak. And so, I think at some point, we're gonna probably have to at least entertain the idea of what a levy or a fee would look like, and then what that gives us. And I think that's the important component of this, is what's the community want, and then how do we get it there, or how do we get there?
Well, and that, the reason why I asked that question is, maybe one of the questions ought to be, if we can legally do it.
Would you support such a thing?
Huh? What?
Would they support?
Would they support a levy or a added fee or something to fully fund the PD's needs? Just like that. But we need to check with the city attorney or whoever, outhouse counsel right now.
If the rest of the community is anything like the 75 that responded to that question on this, 50 out of 75 said yes, they support it.
Oh, that question was on here before, I wouldn't say it'd be a problem.
Yeah,
What question was it?
Well,
I mean, you can always run it through for sure, but.
with other bond stuff I've worked on, when it's not part of that effort, just check.
And I think I've had these discussions, and some of the discussion is levy versus fee. A levy is something that we're gonna always have to go out, in the temperature of the community and the feel and love for law enforcement at that time could dictate that passing versus a fee that just kind of set in stone, and it keeps us consistent with it, at least with
As long as it's under 2%.
Would we be stuck with that?
I'm thinking we might be in that 2%.
couldn't we do something like how the schools do bonds? Like it's a finite, we're asking for this much to do this much over this much time?
Yeah, but if you're needing money for personnel, what happens when that bond ends? Do you let go of all that personnel?
That's kind
It's
of. where that
ongoing
levy
expenses,
is,
so you
yeah.
need ongoing revenue.
Yeah.
And the thing with a fee, though, is while it's stable, a next city council can repeal the fee. So that's also not a,
Could you do something like a tourism improvement district? You know, I know in downtown Portland, the hoteliers and the businesses in the specific, I think it was like a 10-block area, voted to increase their own fees for a specific purpose. So it could only go to this, but they self-imposed it upon themselves. And it was done in a legal manner, so I don't understand the complexities of it, but
I
it was
think
an improvement district.
we would need to talk to somebody that is well-versed in tax law before we decide what that question is, right? And I think to your point, it's a great question, but I don't know that the human brains in this room can decide whether we want fee, bond, levy, or any of that thing, but I think it would be something we should look into.
Do I hear a
Maybe we
motion?
leave it vague, like alternate funding mechanism.
Yeah.
Is there a motion to put this on agenda for upcoming meeting?
I move that we start this conversation and process.
Second. You had another word. I was waiting for more words.
It was hanging.
We were like, is she
I was
done?
trying to decide, like, do I say at the next meeting, or like, no, let's just
It
start?
felt like you had like a question at the end. There was like a little bit of a, okay, second.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Okay, the motion carries.
Can we also agree that we're going to try to do something similar that goes out on, I mean, like, this is for social media, this is for like the PD to put out. It will be electronic versus like, you know, trying to get 100 people in person.
I would imagine we should put together what all the things we want to answer in the next several meetings. And I think that's a super important one to agree on.
I just wanna be clear, like, this isn't for National Night Out, we're
No,
gonna take
no,
this
no.
up,
Oh,
this is,
We want to reach as many people as we can.
it was good if you could take these home and come back with ideas next meeting, like brainstorm at home.
Yep.
And when we start to have the meetings regarding possible funding mechanisms, would it be possible to have an attorney at the meeting too to help us through any legal questions that we might have?
Or city manager, or city staff of some sort, yeah.
Somebody that knows the rules.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all. That will be fun.
That will be. Maybe I'll bring a different kind of brewed kombucha to that meeting.
No, that's just something that's.
I'll share.
sample Maria.
We'll sample.
Because it's not.
I can bring in a keg on wheels.
Traffic safety update.
And you're looking at me. So, last month would have been my last month on the committee, but unfortunately I had to miss it because of a work conflict, and I do not see Diane here. So I don't think there really is an update to provide.
All right, we
Sorry.
can follow up with that next meeting.
Do you know when they'll have updates to all the surveys they've been doing with all the things in the road?
I do not,
Okay.
because I
Missed the meeting, but I wasn't
Yeah.
sure if there was like takes 4 months, takes 6 days.
Well, it depends on his availability to get out and do them, and then
Got
his availability
analyze.
to analyze them.
Okay.
Oh, are you talking about the pedestrian counts?
Is that what those, when you drive over
Oh,
them?
that's a traffic.
Yes.
So he has done a couple of those, and they did publish a report, or he put together a report, which is available on the city website under the Traffic Safety Committee,
Okay,
meeting packet for you.
okay.
The pedestrian count studies, he hasn't had a chance to do that yet. And also the point was made that because school is out right now, that those numbers are gonna be different.
Yeah.
So they'll probably wait until the fall
Fall.
to do that.
Makes sense.
Mhm.
Does it know if you slow down in between the two?
No. I don't think so.
I'm asking for a friend. I'm asking for a friend.
Just to interject, just because of traffic safety, if you're not aware, I'm assuming you all are, they did come out with the results of the investigation regarding the fatalities.
Yeah.
So, I know they were pretty detailed in their release, but I can tell you that they left no stone unturned in that. It was really important, and I know people were frustrated that it took nearly 5 months, but
They were.
it was amazing what they did, and I know they touched on it a bit, but I was
kind of better than to know it wasn't purposeful, you know what I mean, to know that
Or
it couldn't have been
malicious
or malicious or, yeah.
Malcontent, or you did something you
But
shouldn't have
it's
done.
still,
And there is a lot of work and conversations, obviously, about Edie and the improvement and the speed reduction. That's all in progress and,
oh, oh,
And is that?
She's next, Ty, jeez.
all right, we will move
He probably knows
on.
more than I do
Is
about it.
that report online?
yes.
It went, I mean, I think it was posted last week.
Yeah, on the
The
Sherwood
police,
Police.
the district
Yes.
attorney
Facebook
page.
page, yeah.
Yeah, and the DA posted it too.
Yeah. I mean, it was very thorough what they said. I was quite pleased with how much information they gave. I was kind of shocked.
Press release, it was a press release.
Yeah.
All right, counselor news.
Well, really,
Yes.
I wasn't gonna say a lot since we were trying to keep the meeting short, but I was just gonna say, you might have seen on either my council page on Facebook or the city's page, there's a survey out for the use of misstep funds. And the project that Sherwood has on the county's list is the Edie Road project, is an Edie Road project. I don't know, I don't think it's everything for Edie Road, but it's, the description is Borchers to Copper Terrace for sidewalks, pedestrian crossings, bike lanes, street lighting, and then it says a center turn lane as needed, so I don't know if that's for sure or not as a center lane. Anyways, they're asking people to vote, so there's a lump sum amount for the county to be split up between the county's jurisdictions. Tigard has a project on there for Greenberg Road, Beaverton has quite a few projects, Beaverton has there's a lot of money in their
Don't
projects.
look at me, I didn't do it.
And, so anyways, my understanding talking to our mayor is there's some sort of deal between the cities, it's gonna kind of be an even split, so I'm not exactly sure how they're using the survey results, or if the county, I mean, the county is gonna do something different, I don't know, so if you have a chance, please go fill out the survey for Edie Road
It's on the city page.
on the city's Facebook page, yeah.
Is there gonna be anything in regards to the opening of the bridge that was installed across the street off of the creek? Are there gonna be any type of announcement?
Oh, Cedar Creek.
The Cedar Creek,
Yeah, Cedar Creek
I haven't
crossing.
like, you mean like kind of a grand opening kind of thing?
Yeah, yeah, like
Oh, good question, I don't know.
have a little run and have the kids run through
Huh.
ribbon cutting and all that fun stuff. That'd be cool.
I'm gonna write that down.
I don't think it costs like $10,000, just, you know.
We just approved the, contract Tuesday night to finish the pedestrian bridge to 100% design, so that's moving forward. You know, our
When is
hope,
their ETA to be done, do we know?
our hope is to like go out for bid soon and begin construction beginning of '23 and have it probably a year,
Wow.
so maybe by the end of '23.
Are they thinking they're gonna make it like a Lego where they're gonna build it off-site, bring it in and put it together?
Yeah, it is a, what do you call that?
I call it Legos. I mean,
Yeah.
Prefab.
Prefab, yeah, thank you. It would be,
that's good, cause closing down 99 to put a bridge up would be,
That would be atrocious.
yeah, no.
oh my gosh, I would, wow.
Other than that, city council is just, we've had a lot of land, I mean, a lot of development stuff going on, so it's, planning commission is having meetings till like 11 midnight. I mean, they're long, they have 3 or 4 hearings, each of those hearings takes an hour or 2 sometimes. Like, we've had just 2 of them have been appealed to city council, so we had a special meeting last Thursday, that was like a 2.5, 3 hour meeting for an appeal, and then Thursday night, or Tuesday night, we also had another appeal, which is another couple hours, cause when you have an appeal, you have to give 30 minutes to this side to talk, and 30 minutes to this side to talk, and
What
public
are they
comment.
appealing?
The 2 projects that got appealed was the townhomes that wanna go in between Planet Fitness and Ackerly,
Right here.
that way,
Yeah.
I forget what building I'm in.
Oh, come on in.
Oh, thank
You can just sit and listen.
So that one got appealed, by some other property owners within that development, and, city council, the planning commission denied the application. So it got appealed by the applicant. And city council upheld the planning commission, so at this point, that's not a plan that's gonna go through, but it'll probably get appealed to LUBA, which is the state, so we'll see how that goes. The other one, Tuesday night's appeal was the, Sentinel Storage, the newest one, the wine one, is being appealed, by a family in town, saying, they wanna tear down the RV storage, the covered RV storage, and build some more internal storage. And so it's a family who doesn't think that it still qualifies under the zoning that it qualified for back in 2016 and this and that, but city council
So,
upheld that
so in
planning
the
commission
front
decision.
storage unit lot, where they have a little bit of RV, and the big wine storage is what they're talking about, the back Sentinel. Because there's two different pieces to that.
So the one behind Langers.
The one behind Langers.
Yeah, there's
They
two
have, they
pieces
have
to that.
3 overhead RV storages. They're removing the center one. They've actually removed it.
Yeah,
And then they want to just
put
erect
in
a
more,
3-story
storage.
internal storage facility.
yeah.
Oh, okay, because I have stuff in both. And I haven't been in the front storage section for a while, because I have an RV in the back part, so I guess I haven't noticed.
And I think planning commission also just heard another one for the, on the Langers Fun Center property, which will also be, some more storage, but also a 100-room hotel.
Right.
So,
A hotel over there.
yeah.
I thought they were building the indoor racetrack.
Oh, that's coming too. I mean,
Yeah.
that's still in their plan.
Okay.
But, get
All of that's in there.
post-COVID and get, that kind of stuff.
Give herself back up.
Anyways, that's between development, that's keeping planning commission very busy, and then some stuff up to city council, so.
Did they approve the land over by the high school? Is that been approved to build on? Housing?
Sherwood West.
Sure. I don't do well with West.
So we haven't approved Sherwood West area to
Okay.
come in to the UGB yet.
Okay.
Yeah, that, if we were gonna do a request to Metro, I think it would be in 24.
Okay, so it's a couple more years out. Okay.
Thank you so much for council news. Next, staff reports, and we're making our meeting a little short here because we do have something else that will be taking place in this room following our meeting. So, anything you want to speak to in regards to staff reports?
I was just gonna touch base, obviously, Miss B was introduced.
Is that the cat?
Yes, no.
No?
Miss B, our dog, the newest canine.
Sorry, I thought there was a cat.
Oh.
Wasn't there a cat running around the PD as well?
No,
Am I making
Mila,
that
the
up?
dog, the other dog, the lab, the comfort
I
came out.
swear there was a cat on some video.
Mike, can you grab?
Just gonna keep drinking. Miss B is the, so we had Irma retire.
Irma retired.
So Miss B is the new.
Miss B is also a Malinois.
Okay.
Oh, really?
It's basically Irma 2.0, just 10 years younger. She was at Wildwood Festival, so some of the community got to meet her for a brief stint when Corey had her out. Just for fun facts, if you're following Facebook in that little stint where she went running by, there have been 38,000 views of that thing.
Oh, that's funny.
I mean, granted, I've watched, I couldn't help it.
You probably watched it.
I know, I'm like.
That's awesome.
So, on top of that, Corey just got certified with her last night. So he is up and ready to deploy with her, and as a matter of fact, after he was certified, he was deployed on a call, which he assisted, I can't remember if it was the county or somebody. Anyways, it was somebody who ran from the cops, and Miss B tracked the shoe that was left there to the house where this guy was at.
Good job, sister.
So, yeah, already on it, they didn't capture the guy because apparently I think he had left the house prior to him, but yeah, it was a good
Are we
start
gonna get
for
stickers of the dogs?
There is conversations about, cards,
Okay.
trading cards, yeah.
So, question, because Lori mentioned the 37,000 from the foundation and Miss B in the same sentence, did the foundation sponsor Miss B? Is that, I mean, we've been talking about funding tonight, so now I'm curious, like, she's ongoing, granted, much less expensive than a human, but,
Miss B was purchased through the foundation.
okay.
But cool.
This was prior gala,
Not the recent,
no.
Right, no.
gotcha, okay.
But your regular city budget pays for ongoing,
Yeah, we have money set
Food
aside
and-
for
Oh,
just
cool.
medical stuff.
yeah.
You just,
Oh, yeah.
you never know when injury or something occurs.
She get
but-
insurance on it.
Yes, the city also insures the dogs.
The foundation, though, if I can interject, does pay for Miss Irma's retirement.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
So
Well, that
you're
was
still
nice of
supporting
you to give her
her.
retirement. That's very
I'm supporting her.
She earned it.
Yeah, so the foundation supports Irma and her food, her medical costs, anything that comes up for her and her golden years.
God, I wish somebody'd do that for
I
me.
know. Would you like to pay for my retirement? I think I might need,
We're just gonna put you down.
yeah, I know, we're just gonna euthanize, don't worry.
Okay.
We'll let you touch on Citizens Academy.
Oh, yeah, real quick, before I end there, so our newest captain starts Monday. So I'll be introducing him at the next meeting, whenever we meet next month. Obviously National Night Out, and then our budget passed, we haven't talked since then, right?
No,
I don't remember if we had.
no.
Okay, so the budget passed, and for our budget, in January, we are going to, so right now, actually, Mr. Collins right here, is our CSO evidence, so he has a dual role. Come January, we're gonna split that, and they will be full-time positions. It's our evidence and the requirements of an evidence tech is just too overwhelming for a 18, 24, 20-hour person, as well as our CSO, so the community service officer. So you'll see, I think Bill's gonna go to take that full-time, you'll see him out and about, and he will augment police officers with cold calls, that lobby contacts, and helping on traffic crashes, and he's gonna be out and about and really supportive of patrol officers. We did not get any additional patrol officers in this budget, but we were authorized to hire now for our pending retirements in '23. So something new that we haven't been able to do, and just trying to get ahead of the curve, because as you know, and we've talked about over and over, is if we wait until they retire and then we hire, we're a year plus out before we ever see them. We want to try and shorten that timeline. We have an open recruitment, and I believe it closes here in the next couple of weeks. Is that right?
I thought it was open until fall.
Well, we opened a lateral just to see if there's any laterals out there as well, so I think once that closes here in the next couple of weeks, we will see if we can find, and hopefully find 2 additional to bring on and get them up and trained, and
So basically overlap.
yeah, so the problem is, what are we in July already? You know, we're gonna be lucky to hire somebody by October, you know, still get them into an academy. We know that we have early 2023 retirements coming, so, you know, we're gonna have some gaps to fill, but it'll be a whole lot better than a year.
Are they running the academy now more often than they have been?
They added one in
Okay.
July, and that was
Oh,
it.
good.
This an ongoing conversation, so it's challenging,
No.
but those are some of the things that we're trying to do to try and mitigate some of those things that we have no control of, at least at the state level. At least we can be a little bit more progressive here and try and get ahead. So that is, you wanted me to talk about Citizens Academy?
Yeah, we're doing good on time.
Yep, we're doing good on time. So Citizens Academy, we're looking for, well, the dates are 10/20, 10/21, and 10/22. It's gonna follow the same format for those, was it just you, Chris? that-
No, I haven't been.
Oh,
Lori.
okay. So, it'll follow the same format, similar to what we did 3 years ago. And so we're gonna be working on that, and probably in the next month or so, we'll start posting that and recruiting for that. Obviously, we highly recommend that you guys all attend.
I'm in Austin, or I would totally do it.
And enjoy the police foundation.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I would absolutely do it, but
You could probably change your plans. You have time.
I mean, the plane ticket, to buy that stupid plane ticket.
Is there any type of, so there's a time commitment, any other expense outside of just showing up?
Nope.
Are they like half days or are they full?
They're evenings, so,
2 evenings and.
5 to 9, 5 to 9, and then 8 to 3 on the Saturday, it's the full day, so we're trying to accommodate people who are working and get here. So you'll get some cool swag, you'll probably see these two again at that time, because we'll be doing some other, things with our equipment, along with everybody else that is involved in the PD, so, how many did we have participate last time? 12, 15?
I don't know exactly, I don't think it was more than 20.
I don't think so either. We were broken up into groups.
Yeah, I'd have to look back at that, but
Yeah, I guess we'll
Probably
probably have to
20
put a
at the
cap
most.
on it.
Yeah.
And,
Especially if you put it on your Facebook page.
yeah,
I
so
think
sign
it's-
up early.
Yeah.
Give you guys first sign up sheet.
And council.
In council. Didn't you?
No, Tim did it
Oh,
last
Tim
time.
did, that's right.
Do they have to be a Sherwood resident?
Yes.
Yeah, they should.
They should be,
First come,
They wouldn't let me
first
do it in
served.
Beaverton, so they should let you do it in Sherwood.
I agree, I just wanted to put it out there, just. so-
Yeah, and it'll be adults as well, so. But that's it. What time is it? 10 over that. 12 hours.
Excellent.
What do you
Any
got?
citizen comment for tonight's meeting?
Oh, we do not, no citizen comments for tonight. Oh, just that the board member, or the city council approved the board member reappointments.
Oh.
Thank you.
Oh, that was a really tough, we had a long conversation.
I
about
mean,
that.
don't say it out loud.
Couldn't get that gavel
Lie
going
to
fast
us,
enough.
please.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Do I hear a motion? We've got, again, some other things happening in
I
this
move to
room.
adjourn.
I second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign?
Sorry.
Okay, well, the meeting is officially adjourned. Thank you all for coming.
That's the fastest motion he's ever
Bye,
given.
Mike.
Bye,
Thank you
Mike.
for joining us this